What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be checking out Dr. Mike, which I've seen his content in the past. But anyway, what is it? Don't forget to subscribe to Dr. Mike and leave a like on his video. And I hope you guys like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video. But anyway, let's get on with it. Let's go.
There are some mean crashes in NASCAR, F1, Indy, and we're gonna watch some of the meanest ones. But know that everyone survives in the clips that we're about to watch, and we're gonna talk about the medical situations in each of these scenarios. Also, huge thanks to ShipStation for sponsoring this video.
I won't lie, seen some of the Formula crashes. I've seen some of them, and brother, there's a reason why that these cars break away like so easily, because it's basically a shell.
Distance ahead.
We got Formula One action. Honestly, the Surviving F1 series is fire if you haven't watched it yet. Oh. Where would his body be? It looks like it would be split in pieces. And the fact that there's a fire. I mean, he's in a fireproof suit, but how long can that help for? Oh, there he is. He's trying to get out. Oh my God, you gotta spray him down. See the problem.
Dude, for real, that dude is seeing orange. That's all he's seeing.
The problem with spraying down directly the person is it's good and bad at the same time. Good in that you're dousing the flame, but the reason you point the fire extinguisher at the base of the flame is to literally suffocate the flame. And when you're shooting it at a person's face, you're essentially suffocating the person as well. See, the dangerous part would be if he was knocked unconscious, because then he wouldn't be able to climb out of the car.
Yeah, dude, that guy's having a Ricky Bobby moment.
Look, you could see that the medical delegate is trying so hard to get near him, but the flames must be so hot. Oh, he must have burnt his hand. Burns to the hand are so bad because of the contractures that can form, that the skin essentially starts becoming flexed. And you're gonna need multiple surgeries usually and occupational therapy.
Yeah.
Shout out to my occupational therapists out there to help work that hand open and keep its strength or recover its strength.
Yes, I've heard of situations like this.
Not even walking, my guy is running away from it.
Not only has he survived going through a barrier at 160 miles an hour.
160 miles an hour? And how is he not concussed going from 160 miles an hour to 0 so quickly? The danger in crashes is going from...
Oh, dude, these guys got some strong ass necks. Here's the thing, man. The exercise that these guys had to do, there's a reason why the AVC F1 drivers, bro, they got fat necks. And there's a reason because of it, bro. Handling going, 0 to 80 in a matter of like 1 second or 2 seconds, it's a lot that a normal person cannot handle.
From a high speed to a 0 speed, because all of that inertia carries your organs forward, even the brain. The brain sits in a soup, so it starts hitting the front of your scalp when you come to an abrupt stop. And I know they have neck stabilizing devices in the car, but whoa.
He's insisting, no, we'll get the ambulance here. But he wanted to demonstrate
that was a nasty crash.
Okay, he got a message to everyone, his wife and family in particular. That
okay, beautiful message. Medically, I hate it. Adrenaline in moments like this is rushing so fast that you might not have any idea what's going on in your body. You might be bleeding internally. You might be bleeding internally into your skull, having a stroke. So many things could be going wrong right now. And just to symbolize that you're great and strong, you do the extra walk, unnecessary. Actually, it's the same reason in boxing. Once there's a knockout, they don't have people just usually stand up right away after the match ends. They first bring them to a stool. They have them calm down in the stool and they evaluate what's going on there and they have the doctor speak with them. Then they have them stand up and then they redo it again. And there's reasons for this progression because we want to make sure that the body and mind are both safe. Looks like he only suffered minor burns to the back of his hands, a sprained left ankle, and was discharged from the hospital soon after. That's
You know what's crazy is that when I remember when I forgot who it was, the reason why that they want to check out on the on the boxers to see if they're okay. I think there was one situation like in a recent time where someone did knock out someone, and it turns out and that knockout was so severe, like that person became essentially not brain dead but very brain deficient. They pretty much they pretty much became disabled. Like I what is it? From what I can remember, yeah, they pretty much became like what's that thing called again? I forget, but they were not the same. They as if like they were born like, what is it, degenerative and things like that. It was crazy, dude. all from a knockout. I mean, yeah, it's bad, but man, that was probably the worst results you can get. Like, holy crap.
Crazy that that's all that happened. I mean, I sprained my right ankle walking to the refrigerator the other day on Bear's toy, and this guy's surviving a 160-mile-an-hour wreck.
Side making a move.
Okay, Indy. For those of you who don't know, I was with Mario Andretti in an Indy car. Did a lap. How about you?
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, they're gonna touch wheels. They're gonna touch wheels. Oh, they touch wheels.
There it
on
is.
a turn. That's awful. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Robert Wickens, they got everybody. Oh my god, the spin's ridiculous. The strain and force a spin like that puts on your neck, I can't even begin to understand. Because when I took those turns with Andretti, I felt it in my neck, like my whole head being pushed to one side. When you're spinning like that, constantly changing direction, the amount of G's is incredible. Nothing like even my F16 experience.
Yep. What is it? That's why
Crash Pocono Raceway.
That's why they train with, like, I don't even know how much pounds. I think it's like 100 or like 80 pounds of like dumbbells onto their necks. They actually do that. There's a reason why.
Which is where I did mine, by the way. Confirmed Thursday night that he is paralyzed from the chest down. No way.
Whoa.
So if chest down, likely that means that there was some kind of spinal cord injury. And obviously from a spin like that, as I was saying, you're putting so much torque on the spinal cord that it's no surprise that there was severe damage.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside.
How do you know what's crazy? That how that could have done to the normal person.
Oh, cars fishtailing. Fishtailing. Why? Oh my god.
In a shower of sparks on his
God,
roof,
the amount of sparks in
Ryan
there.
Newman comes
The
across
heat.
the line. 4th. Newman got turned.
Jesus.
Went up in the air. As he came down, was hit by another car and launched skyward.
You know, in traditional car accidents, like on the highway, they have this device called the jaws of life to actually cut through the doors and other mechanical obstacles that might be in the way to free passengers. I wonder how they do it here.
Tries to go to the outside, then the inside. They lock bumpers and turns.
Oh my God, he hit the side there really hard. Again, a lot of pressure on the neck. Being upset, like this is okay. Again, there's no rapid stop where you have that inertia of the organs potentially experiencing a high G-force. So this sliding effect is actually life-saving. He would later hold an interview with Today on March 11th where he discussed the crash, revealing he was knocked out and sustained a bruised brain. Bruised brain, essentially, he had a concussion, probably a counter-coup injury from getting hit on one side. Remember, when the brain hits one side, it then
bruised brain injury. Imagine saying that just casually. Yeah, I just had a bruised brain injury. It's like, whoa, buddy, what?
Automatically bounces to the other side because it sits in that soup. It's called a counter-coup injury, but glad to know that he's alive. Let's take a minute and talk about ShipStation, the leading web-based order management and shipping software. It's designed to make retailers' lives easier by making processing fulfilling.
This was 2 years ago. I don't think he's still sponsored by ShipStation.
Up before the biggest shipping season of the year.
They come through the tri-oval. Checkered is waving. Ernie Evans wins
Ooh, 1993.
Oh, he's flying. Rolling. Okay, if I'm trying to gauge the risk of an accident, this is probably one of the safest ones we've seen so far. Not to downplay the injuries that happen here, but because again the car kept rolling, looks
that was off the air
but
too.
Usually creates
off the ground,
safest stop for the car, because again it's that sudden stop and the speed of that stop, the deceleration that causes the most damage and is the most lethal.
Yeah, he's moving. I see him moving around in the car.
Again, usually what results from this is neck injuries, concussions from the rolling around, maybe if your hand gets caught in something. That's why I think Formula One drivers, and I don't know about other racing sports, are taught to take their hands immediately off the wheel on an accident. Thankfully, Wallace, simply lucky to be alive given the severity of the incident, didn't suffer any severe injury.
Talladega? Wait, is this what inspired Ricky Bobby?
He did, however, suffer some minor ones and was forced to wear a cast on his hand for the next few races. His accident inspired the introduction of roof flaps to NASCAR vehicles, which work to reduce flipping when cars go airborne. I mean, a cast with a crash of that severity is a pretty good thing to get away with.
But you can see Mike moving inside the car. He's
the airborne ones are so bad. Oh my God, oh my God. See, some of the most dangerous parts here are when the car that is airborne and its wheels make contact with the other driver from their head, which is unprotected. And I know in Formula One, they started creating some sort of protection for them. I don't know if this was instituted at the time of this race.
Here
brother, I don't... Maybe.
Years ago,
wow.
And the car is up into the fence, which is almost reminiscent of Kenny Brack's accident at Texas quite a few years ago, guys. Very, very lucky.
Yeah, so he went body into the fence, which again takes a major toll on your spinal cord. Because imagine you're sitting and your spinal cord experiences all those compressive forces, puts pressure on your discs. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a disc herniation involved here, bulging disc, maybe even a disc rupture from the severity of that injury. Conway had surgery for multiple fractures in his lower left leg and had been diagnosed with a compression fracture in his back. That's interesting because I was talking about disc compression, but the vertebrae, which are the actual bony bodies in between the discs, can fracture as well. Must have been a lot of damage to his spine, but definitely can recover with surgery from that.
I mean, looks like he made a full recovery from it, so that's great. Jeez, because that was bad.
Oh my God! For the people in the stands.
Oh,
and for the car.
My
God.
God.
My God. Oh my God! Multiple hits. The whole race is over.
So Jeffrey
the whole thing's done.
Alert, at least, and conscious and able to move.
Oh
I don't know about you guys.
They can't continue because of all that debris, but my God, bro.
Well, me too.
I mean, I'm not, because you're still not out of danger until you're in the hospital. Even in the hospital, when we have a patient in one area and we need to transfer them, whether it's from a regular inpatient floor unit to the ICU or from the ER to the patient room, that transportation can only happen when the patient's stable, and things go wrong during that transportation that you need to be present and ready to activate a code blue, a rapid response, and treat the patient right then and there. He suffered a concussion, facial laceration, multiple bruises, right wrist fracture, and a small fracture to a vertebrae, and is in intensive care unit in serious but stable condition. Wow, I would say that it's probably a very severe concussion when you're being tossed around at that rate of speed.
Bro, you saw how that man he kept getting hit by cars too, making him go even more further and getting more impact and being jostled around and shit. I'm surprised he didn't get brain damage from this. Oh my God, being knocked around like that, brother.
Speed. I mean, that's
holy
incredible.
Shit.
Just as I walk out in the infirmary, they said Lee Petty just went over turn 3 and 4 wall.
Oh.
This looks like something from the scene of a car game called Carmageddon. I don't know if you guys remember that. Or Twisted Metal.
Oh my God, brother.
I think I also couldn't afford the real game, but I got my hands on a demo disc, and I just played the demo over and over.
Went in to talk to him. He was about
those are the days.
And I just tore all the pieces, cut up everywhere. Ribs broke, punctured lung. Just his leg all busted off, just hanging there.
That's the biggest danger that I always tell you guys about whenever there's a rib fracture, about puncturing your lung and developing a pneumothorax. Also, less talked about but equally dangerous is if that rib fractures in an area where it nicks your aorta, you have massive internal bleeding. That's a deadly, deadly injury. Lee Petty's car was destroyed, and then they took his broken, apparently lifeless body to the hospital. It was some time before he could have broken bones fixed. They waited to see if he would stabilize as he lay in a coma. He spent 4 months in the hospital. Petty did return to racing, but he was never quite as competitive again. Wow.
He wasn't as competitive again. No, that probably shook him, man. Like, you're telling me that he was like, I'm pretty sure on his position, he just saw his car go veer off and hit and just out. I mean, maybe he probably experienced like the first, I don't know if it rolled a lot or something, but I can guarantee you, as soon as he hit, bam, out. And then just waking up months later in the hospital, brother, that would shake anybody to the core.
Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, wow. Okay, those are the ones I'm talking about, where you're going high rate of speed and then you come to an instant stop. That's where you lose your life.
There is Michael Waltrip now, standing up, climbing out from around that shredded, mangled mass of sheet metal.
What, he's just walking out?
The Pontiac Grand Prix just a few moments ago.
Yeah, Ben, I think I'm all right. Got some contusions and a little bit of confusion, but that's probably not too unusual.
That's not unusual. That is unusual. When we decide whether or not to scan someone's head for an intracranial bleed, it's based off of certain signs and symptoms, but also the mechanism of injury. And going 100 miles an hour or whatever that was to 0 is most definitely a high-speed accident warranting a full-body CAT scan.
I think I'm all right. And, we'll go home and get a good night's rest tonight.
No, you don't go home. You go straight to the hospital. I hope you went to the hospital.
You know, my seat stayed secured in the frame rail, in the only frame rail really that stayed as a part of the back of the car. This part
there it is.
I think the only thing,
dude, I've seen cars, you know what's crazy is that where I live at, there are cars that go basically half of this speed or a little more than that. Bro, some of the cars I've seen cars looks not exactly like this, but like similar to like this. I'm like, brother, they were only going like probably around 50 or 55 or even some push to like 60. I'm like, brother, there's a reason why that they don't want you to go that fast, because of that situation. Oh man, it was bad. And the reason why I see crashes like this from time to time, it's because well, man, it's no secret. I've said it multiple times in the channel. It's because I myself is a DoorDash driver, and here's the thing: when you're someone that's out there all the time, you're bound to see accidents, either the aftermath or maybe even the event. You know, and man, I've seen a lot of the aftermath. It's crazy shit. Yeah.
That really saved him here was that he hit the outside of his car, not his own side. If it was the driver's side that had that impact, it would have been a very different outcome. Alonso, let's go. This is McLaren days, not Ferrari days. Oh! Ooh, yeah. There goes his front tire. Oh, it's so hard to make out what just happened.
He's clearly flipping, yeah.
The whole axle looked like it went. He walked away like that? That's him?
I feel like I've seen this.
Wait, is that Esteban Gutierrez? That's my friend. Look at all these pictures of me and him.
You see the sky, and you see the ground, you see the sky.
Imagine he gives the call.
Know exactly where you are, and you keep moving. You want to stop. Then the car stopped. I saw a little space to go out, and I said, I go out quickly. And my mom will watch TV, so I want to be out quite quickly. And I say that I'm okay.
I feel fine physically, but everything hurts a little because you move around so much at those speeds. The knees, what bothers me most is it hit the steering column, but I feel very lucky. Very lucky. Everything is going to hurt for a while. And honestly, you should be under observation, because if you're even having a small bleed internally, you want to make sure that you're able to act quickly. So I like
how you mentioned that he's like, my body hurts. I'm like, brother, there was a moment in time where I fell in the bathtub and half of my body was hurting from that. I cannot imagine what this man was feeling for being knocked around like that.
Funny story with Esteban Gutierrez. We went to a family dinner. I took him on my Audi TTS, and I was gonna drop him off at his place and then go home. And I'm with a Formula One driver. I'm gonna drive and try and look cool. And because of that, I turned into the Holland Tunnel in the city, and I didn't mean to do that. So I was like, oh my God, I turned into the wrong thing. So I was like, let me just back up real quick, because I'm not that far in. And as soon as I started backing up, you see a cop walk out onto the street and go, excuse me, sir. Come on. And had me pull up, checked my windows for tints, started writing me tickets. I was like, officer, I'm so sorry. I made this mistake. I'm a physician. This is a Formula One driver. He's like, I couldn't care less. Here's your tint ticket. But yeah, that goes to say that even if you have a Formula One driver in your passenger seat, don't try and show off, because things will go wrong. Oh no. Oh
bro,
no, this is gonna be the worst
earlier.
one, isn't it? This looks like a skit. The only thing that I'll say is this is pretty low speed, so I guess that's a little bit safer. But these vehicles weren't as safe, so that's not necessarily true. You know what's really scary? When you watch some of those videos when there is a blizzard and there's low visibility, and then there's an accident and another accident, and all of a sudden there's cars just sliding into other cars, and then people come out to see what's going on and they're getting trapped. Never exit your vehicle if you're in one of those situations. Call for help, stay in your vehicle, because you don't know what's coming behind you. That's the scary part. And if you do exit, run away. Like, don't stay on the highway.
I did do like a well, I didn't put it up, but I did like I did like a live reaction with essentially with the whole what is it, with the blizzard that happened in Texas a few years ago. And it was crazy, man, because when I was when I was reacting to the whole event and such, it was crazy. It was not surprising that there was like, I don't even know what it was. I think it was like a 20 car pile up or something like that. Because most of the cars were not prepared for like the ice and all that stuff. And I guess a lot of people didn't really know about, I guess, things like that, because how would you? This was in Texas, you know. I don't doubt. I don't think they got frozen weather like that at all. Maybe like really cold, maybe really cold to the point where like maybe there's like thin ice, right? Or at least some forms of like maybe some icing, probably at that temperature, but not like that. Not like negative. Not to the point where it's reaching like not negative, but to the point where it's reaching like 20 degrees and things like that. It's like, oh no, man. But yeah, anyway.
I mentioned earlier that I flew an F-16. Check out that video right here. I'm doing barrel rolls, upside down twisties, 9Gs, over 9Gs. Seriously, click here to watch that. And don't forget to visit chipstation.com/Dr. Mike to begin your 60-day free trial. As always, stay happy and healthy.
Be whoop. I like how he does that. Be whoop. But anyway, but yeah, man, it's some crazy stuff, man. But you know, as always, you know, wear your seatbelt when you're out there. What is it? When you're out there driving, or even passenger, even in the back as well, man, because you don't know what's gonna happen, anything like that. Especially for what I do. What is that? As a DoorDash driver, wear your seatbelt, guys. Even though something's for me, I reluctantly. Sometimes I'm just like, sometimes I don't want to, but then I remember the things that happen. I'm like, I'm just like, I'm gonna put this on. But anyway, hope you guys have a good one. Check out Dr. Mike. What is it? Give him a subscribe. You know, he's amazing as always. But anyway, all you guys have a good one. Peace. Oh yeah, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and check out the Discord and the Twitch as well. I try to be live every day, and the time is always right there. Sometimes I stream a little bit earlier, but not all the time. But anyway, all you guys have a good one. Peace.